I'm Dale Smith for Looney Politics, and we saw an unusual attack this week where the Conservative finance critic went after the Bank of Canada for their current monetary policy. Pierre Poilievre, who is the Conservative finance critic, said that the Bank of Canada's decision to buy bonds was enabling the federal government's deficit spending and considered expansionary monetary policy to be something of a pyramid scheme and warned of high inflation. Problem is that currently the environment is one of deflation or stagnant inflation, which means that an expansionary monetary policy, or essentially printing money, is what the Bank of Canada should be doing in order to keep inflation at a stable 2%. The notion, however, that the bank is being a political actor and enabling government deficit spending is a bridge too far for what should be considered adequate criticism. The Bank of Canada is statutorily independent from government. This has been the case since the Coin Affair in 1961, where the Diefenbaker government tried to pressure the Bank of Canada into lowering interest rates, and they said no. Afterwards, Diefenbaker found an excuse to fire the governor, at which point a crisis occurred. The governor at the time, James Coyne, resigned before the bill to declare his position vacant could be passed, and his would-be successor ensured that the statute governing the Bank of Canada was changed before he would take the job to ensure that he had independence. And this is important because we don't necessarily want government to control both monetary and fiscal policy. There should be some separation between the two. This isn't to say that Parliament doesn't have a role. They do. They actually set what monetary policy should be, and the bank then gets to implement how it sees to fulfill that role. Currently, that mandate is stable inflation at or around 2%. That mandate is coming up for review, and if Mr. Poilievre wants to debate what that policy should be, then he has the opportunity to do so. But to consider the bank a political actor in order to score points against the government, I think is really both unfair criticism and risks politicizing the bank, which would be a bad thing going forward. And it's also kind of ironic coming from a party who calls itself the stewards of good economic management. For Looney Politics, I'm Dale Smith.